Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Alright, so today we're going to talk about the difference in toxic behavior versus healthy, loving behavior, okay? Or how, really, this is going to be how to spot it. There's a very distinct way to spot it. It makes it really easy. Alright, so one of the things I realized I didn't verbally put out there directly is the videos that I've been making, a lot of them are really how to spot a narcissist, how to spot their strategies and tactics, so you can go, oh, okay, and then just walk away. So a couple of my videos, I think there's two of them, maybe even three of them, somewhere in the title it said there's an end game to all of this. So spotting it, picking up on it, makes it really easy, and that's the way I'm breaking this down. Things that I had learned in neurolinguistic programming, linguistics, and Ericksonian hypnosis made them stand out to me. So I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing, and so here's how you see it. Okay, so one of the things that I always thought, because you hear that phrase thrown around all the time, oh, they're toxic, they're toxic. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, I didn't even know what it meant until I learned and or figured something out when it comes to understanding words. Okay, so let's talk about words. And what am I talking about? Now, I've explained this a little bit in a couple videos, but I wanted to make this video specifically about this, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to take you through it again. If you've already been through it, just go through it again. So, here's the question. How do you remember what words mean? In other words, how do you know what a word means? I mean, is it like how do you remember it? Do you have like a computer disk in your brain? Do you have like a hard drive? Do you have a solid state drive? Do you have a memory card? Is there like gold, copper, and silver wires in your brain and in your nervous system? Like, how do you remember words? So no, you don't have hard drives or solid state drives or memory cards in your brain. Come on now. So how do you know what the word door means, or the word red, or the word truck or house? Like, how do you know what that means? I mean, someone says a word, boom, you automatically know what it means. How? Because words are biochemically encoded. Well, what does that mean? It means every single word that you have, the way it's memorized is it has a certain chemical combination, and that's the code. So every word, like let's say the word red has three different chemicals that are attached to that word, and what it does, it releases those chemicals into your bloodstream, and thus you physically feel those words. And that's how you know what it means. So each word has a different chemical combination, and that's how you can tell the difference between words with distinction. So now watch this. This is how, okay, so here's what I say to men, my male clients, when they come in for the Cracked Female Code course on how to save your marriage, how to meet the girl of your dreams, how to make a relationship work, and how to create a really, really wonderful relationship. So about the second or third day, I'll ask them this question. I'll say, well, what are words? But first, no, okay. So I'm going to do it to you right now. I want you to say it out loud or write it down or type it down real quick, okay? You can't think. If you think, you won't get the natural thought. So I'm going to ask you a question and spit it out. It could be a word, it could be a phrase, maybe even a sentence, okay? So what are words? Words are boom, boom, boom. Well, words are this, words are that, okay? Write it down. Say it out loud. So I had a client who had his master's degree. It was either from Berkeley or Stanford. He had 3 master's degrees, by the way. One from Berkeley, one from Stanford, one from UCLA. And he said, now I had a young lady there. She was 26, and I think I was like 32 or 34 at the time. He was a very, very successful man, very extremely successful. Just went through a second divorce. So I go, okay, quick, what are words? Words are, he goes, well, words are used to talk. Words are used to get your point across. Words are used to get your message across, to communicate. She suddenly turns and looks directly at him. She literally takes her hands, clasps them both over her heart area. She goes, no, words are emotions, like she was defending her child. Now he looked at me, he's like, really? What's she talking about? Like, what do you mean? And I explained to him, I go, look, you have to understand, women are processing words through the right brain. That's the emotional feeling processor. So when words go through the five senses processor, she's feeling or having an emotional experience of what you're saying. That's how she understands you. And yes, by the way, guys, I teach you how to do this in the course Cracked Female Code so she can understand you and get romance from you. So the right female brain is the emotional processor. So when words are filtered through that brain, she's having an emotional experience of what you're saying, okay? Because these chemicals are being experienced at a higher level than if you were in the left brain. The left brain is the logical processor. When you process words through the logical filter, it becomes a logical experience, which isn't as feeling. You don't have the emotions and five senses involved. So when a man's in his left brain, words are just words. You just use to talk, just use to get your point across, words to get your message across. Whereas a woman, when she's in her right brain, she's really feeling what you're saying. That's a concept that men have a really hard time to understanding because we're not wired that way. But good news, I can teach men how to open up to the right brain and process and filter in the same way that she is so they can be on the same page for romance, love, and communication. So now, what does this have to do with narcissist abuse? All right, you guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, I mean, if you've been following my channel for 2 months or more, you have. My discoveries and my understandings in communication between the left brain and right brain, love, romance, and even romantic seduction, in other words, triggering our mating systems, has completely taught me how to see and understand narcissist abuse and bring it out into the open for people to see for themselves. Now, here's how you spot it. It's really simple. Toxic words are negation words, okay? And yeah, I know I've talked about this before. So you have to understand, when you're using words, you're releasing chemicals into your body, like physically, literally. So it begins to affect your emotions, your feelings, including your brain. And your entire body. You're literally releasing certain chemicals into your body. I just saw a video with Deepak Chopra, and he was talking about a study about cholesterol, how they would feed, I don't know if it was rabbits. Yeah, I think it was rabbits. But they fed some animal cholesterol every single day because they were doing a study on the harshness of cholesterol and how it's not good for you, etc. But what they found out is with rabbits, it actually lowered their cholesterol because rabbits would actually love and nurture each other. And when they had this loving experience, all of a sudden, this thing that we thought would make us sick and be toxic, it didn't. It actually made them healthy. So what they realized is that love can actually turn anything into a positive. So it's not necessarily the chemical or the foods that you're eating. What happens is your body is the most powerful chemistry or chemical producing factory on the planet. The drugs that you make in your brain are way more powerful than any hallucinogenic you can get on the planet. Here's the deal. People hallucinate all the time. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, the last video I was talking about how beliefs can make you believe something even if it's not real at all, and it'll cause you to unconsciously say things in a certain way to where you don't get the girl or you do get the girl, and it's all based on your self-image and belief that you have. When you study hypnosis and watch how people put themselves into a trance, that is a trance state or hallucinogenic state. Your body is releasing hallucinogenic chemicals during that period of time. We have a chemical factory inside of us, and it's awesome. I remember when they broke this down to me and they started showing us stuff. It's like, oh my God, we do. We are more in control of our chemistry and our hormones and our emotions than we ever imagined. A lot of people have no idea of this. All right, I'm going to give you a couple key ways, simple ways to notice when someone is being toxic. And here's the deal. When you get around it, you start to physically feel sick, or you feel dizzy, or you get a headache, your head doesn't feel right, okay? Okay, right there. I was just releasing toxic chemicals because I was saying negative stuff. So it's as simple as number one, positive or negative. That's it. Here's another way. It's languaging. There's additional language, and I mean linguistically. So when you took algebra class, the first chapter talks about how you got languaging. So you could say let's say 3 plus 3 equals 6. But 3 times 3 equals 9. So it's all about languaging. And then you got 3 minus 3 equals 0, okay? So the word but is a minus sign. So if you say, I love you, but can you do the dishes? You literally said, I don't love you, do the dishes. Or can you do the dishes? Now, have you ever had someone, okay, let's say you were explaining something, your side of the story, or why you believe something, and you spent 3 or 4 or 5 minutes saying, hey, this is why I think this is why I did that, blah, 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 blah. And then when you finish, they go, well, but blah, blah, blah. And it just like it literally tightens up your solar plexus, but you don't know why. It's because they literally just negated everything you just said. It feels almost like you got punched in the gut or punched in the solar plexus, like your solar plexus tightens up. And here's the thing. These people, especially narcissists, they know that's the effect they're having on you. And if you pay close attention, they get a glint in their eye. They try to hide it, but if you just look at their face, they're going to grin because they see your body reflect, your reflexes naturally, how do you say that? Naturally flex in like that. So here's what you look for. If people are using these words, but, no, not, can't, won't, shan't, wouldn't, couldn't, shouldn't, any words that I call negation or no words. So now here's a real key one to look for. These are extremely negative people. They start out a sentence with the word no or but, or the word no or but. So you ask them a question, they might go, no, but, well, yeah, of course. I used to know someone who would literally say, no, yeah, sure. And you're like, no, yeah, sure. Wait, what? What the hell does no, yeah mean? They're like, oh, shit, I don't know. I didn't even notice I was doing that. I go, dude, I would tell them, I go, dude, you start out your sentences with no and but all the time. Guess what he turned out to be? Yep, a narcissist, and I mean a big one. So here's the deal. When you're around people that are always negating what you're saying, what they're literally doing is they're taking away from you. They're taking your energy away. They're taking away your thought. They're taking away, it's what do they call it? They're devaluing what you're saying. Something that might be very important to you, and they'll say, well, but, blah, 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 blah. They literally just devalued / negated what you just said, and it makes you feel like shit. And here's the deal. All they have to do is, no matter what you say, they just start their sentence off with, but, blah, 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 blah. And it makes you feel more and more toxic because it is. Now, I want to let you in a little secret, something that I have a habit of doing. I use positive languaging all the time. If you go back a few seconds and listen to what I said, even though I talked about a negative thing, I ended it with a very positive thing. And here's what it is. Because it is. That's very positive languaging. And that's one of the reasons why you guys enjoy my channel. Is because I speak in this way because I conditioned myself for years and years to speak in a very positive way. Now, does that mean I never use negations? No, I just did one right there. I used the word never. And I used the word but a while back, okay? So it doesn't mean you can never use these words. It just means that, like, okay, when you're listening to someone, like, I mean, I've had people even post on my YouTube channel like 2 or 3 paragraphs, and I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 negations in 2 paragraphs. That's what I'm talking about. That's toxic communication. Don't you just love this song? Makes you feel good. This is very healthy, positive, I don't know what you call it, languaging, okay, that makes you feel good. It's releasing positive chemicals. Now remember, it's all about how much chemicals of which side are you releasing into your system. So when someone's always talking no, not, but, can't, it releases those chemicals into your body and it shifts your brain into that part of your brain where you negate things. So this is why when you get around someone who's saying no, not, but, can't, won't, shan't, it's like sometimes they're just stuck there, and sometimes they're narcissists and they don't want to leave there. To them, that's their home. They like that. So it's like, get away from them. Positive languaging that dumps positive, healthy chemistry into your body. Here it is. Write it down, because whenever I get around one of these people that gets me stuck in my head and gets me all heady and like I can't sleep and I'm spinning and spinning, here's all I do. I go for a walk. I do my deep breathing. So I'm breathing in, breathing out till I can relax my solar plexus. And then what I do is I'll walk briskly and I'll say and both, plus and more. So write that down. It's AND and then the ampersand symbol, which is the symbol for and then put the word both. So and, ampersand symbol, both, plus and more. These are literally like in algebra, the 1 plus or math, 1 plus 1 equals 2. You want to communicate with people who add to the conversation, not people who go, but, no, not, won't, shan't. Well, back then that was not the way it was. And so, geez, was not, cannot. Oh my God. So you want to use additional language that adds. So the word is and the word because are additional. So the word is literally means equals. This and this equal that. So in mathematics, that's like 1 and 1 equals 2. So this plus this is that. So this and that. So the word and is the word plus. The word is the word equal in math. So here's what happened to me. Number one, whenever I was in a negative state or some person got me up in my head or I was just tired or whatever, I would just start walking and say, and to both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And to both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. Write that down. And both, that's the ampersand symbol. And both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. I use the word because a lot because this is adding. Because this is this. Because, so A because that. This is that. Because is. And I used that earlier in this video. Here's the coolest thing. Anywhere you use the word but, you can replace it immediately with the word and. In the beginning, if you use but a lot, it'll be kind of an awkward thing. You think, well, that doesn't quite fit. It does fit. And people will feel very natural with it. In fact, it'll make them feel a lot better. So you can say, well, then you can say, what I meant to say was and, you and I, you and this. Okay? You can replace the word but anywhere you use in the sentence with the word and. So instead of negating, you're adding. So someone could say, well, I'm voting for so-and-so because blah, blah, blah. Well, most people, especially if they're opposite party, they'll say, well, but, they don't do this and they don't do that. And I don't like what they say and I don't like this. And oh, my God. So here's all you do. Let's say someone says they're voting for so-and-so. That's really interesting. Thank you for sharing. And I'm voting for so-and-so because blah, 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 blah. It keeps the energy between the two of you very, very positive, and it causes their brain and your brain to open up to each other for fluid communication. All right, so let's say you're talking about something that you very much like. Like, I really like sherbet ice cream and I like this ice cream, but I don't like that ice cream. Don't say it like that. You could say it like this. I really like sherbet ice cream and raspberry ice cream, and I don't like vanilla ice cream. That keeps things plus, 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 and everyone in the conversation is receiving positive chemistry into their bodies and they're feeling good. Have you noticed how I always use the word and? At the very least, I use the word and a lot because it adds a lot. Even the word adds, that's an addition word. Think of it just as addition. That's all you're doing. You're just adding to the conversation. 1 plus 1 equals 2. You're just using addition languaging. And what I call this forward languaging. Guess what narcissists do? Yep, they do reverse languaging. Haven't you ever heard where narcissists are going in reverse, like they do everything backwards? Everything. And they can't figure out why they're always destroying their life. Alright, so let's write these words down. I'm going to add a little bit more to them. I'm going to start in the beginning. So write these words down. And both, plus and more. Okay, so that's and ampersand symbol. So you're essentially saying and twice. It's like you're saying and plus both. Okay, so and both, plus and more, Yes, yes, yes. That is a mantra that I use anytime I need to get my brain to open up. Anytime I'm stuck in my forward and I'm spinning, okay? I'll do it over and over, and I'll take deep breaths, and I'll walk briskly, or if I'm at home, I'll do jumping jacks, jump up and down, and do really deep breathing. And I'll say, and to both plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And to both plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And to both plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And I'll keep doing it over and over, okay? Now, I might take a break for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll do it again. Take a break for 5 or 10 minutes, do some deep breathing, and then do it again. I promise you, it absolutely, there's another word right there, promise, and especially the word absolutely. Write that word down. So I promise you, this will absolutely put you in a much better emotional state. It will open up your neurology. You will feel emotionally free. This is one of my main techniques to teach people how to open up and be mentally and emotionally free. Now listen to those words, mentally and emotionally free. Write the word down, free. So all you're doing is you're peppering these words into your sentences. Yes, sure. See, there's another one. Write the word down. Yes, sure, absolutely. So, and in both, plus and more. Yes, yes, yes. So use the word yes a lot. Plus, more, sure, of course. So write these words down. Sure, of course, absolutely, certainly. Yes, I can, I will. You are, I am. It is. Write those words down. Stop it and rewind this if you have to. In addition to all of this, okay, I just threw another one in there. Write that down. In addition. Number one, here's the first thing I noticed. Whenever I was talking to people, especially women, their pupils would dilate. They would take a deep breath and be like, and you could see them relax because it's not negative, conflicting, argumentative conversation. It's you're just adding to the conversation. When you add to people, it makes them feel better. I noticed how women would suddenly open up and just the discussion, the conversation would just flow, and they would say something, I would say something, and it became very natural. Now watch this. It opens that artery in your lower reptilian brain, and it opens up the doorway between the left brain and the right brain. And now you're using left and right brain. Left brain communication alone is negation. Right brain is when you're using both left and the right brain. So you begin to communicate. Well, I see it this way, and I also see it that way. People who can flip between left side and right side of the brain are very good communicators. They tend to get along with people very, very well. So what does a narcissist do to us? Yep, that's right. They shut us down and they get us stuck in the left negative brain. The left brain negates things. Again, the left brain is a good brain. It's for math, business, and science where you have to focus on something very small and you have to block out the rest of the world to figure stuff out. There's nothing wrong with it, but you have to have the ability to get out of that left brain, to get out of the box mentality and open up to the right brain, which is the open brain. It's the social relationship brain. It's where people get along and can understand each other on a deeper level. Hey people, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Remember, get out there, kick ass, take names, and just live your life to the fullest. See, right there, write that word down, kick ass. That's another one. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'll write it down anyways because it makes you happy when you say kick ass. And that's what this channel is all about, kicking ass in life. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Remember, click subscribe if you haven't clicked the like button. Make a comment and go to my website at MikeColleen.com. And if you want to help out this channel, there's a donation button in the description box right below the video. Or you can buy one of my books or packages at my website. Alright, God bless you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.